but it was actually a lesson. See, divorce can feel like a storm that leaves everything broken in its path, like a hurricane. But the pain is heavy, the guilt lingers, and you might even wonder if you will ever feel whole again. But divorce is not just an ending, it's also a teacher, and a very wonderful teacher at that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how the pain and guilt of divorce can transform into wisdom, clarity, and lessons that serve your next chapter. And we're also going to walk through 5 powerful steps to help you walk away with clarity, healing, and a deeper sense of purpose. And so if you are new to me or to the channel, welcome. My name is Kay Catrice, and I am the Natal Chart Navigator, and I am an intuitive astrologer, and I teach newly divorced women how to use their natal charts to heal and move through the 6 stages of divorce easier and with more grace. And so for the navigators who are returning, hello and welcome back. Okay, so let's jump into it. All right, so the first thing you want to do to shift out of feeling like divorce was a failure and to take your power back is to acknowledge the pain. Okay, you don't want to bypass the hurt, you want to honor it. And I think that is very key, because in our society today, emotions are looked at as bad or weak, right? But when you step back and you take a bigger, broader view of divorce, divorce is death. It is a death, right? And it's grief. And so it's not just the loss of your marriage partner, it's the loss of dreams, of routines, and even your identity. And so pretending you're fine all of the time, it only delays your healing. So give yourself permission to say, hell yeah, this shit hurts. Okay? But while you are honoring the pain, you don't have to carry the guilt. Okay? Now, in my last video, I talked about this. And so if you have not seen that, I will link it up here so that you can go and check that out. Okay? All right. Now, the next thing is to release the guilt. Okay? And so guilt keeps you trapped in the past, and it does not allow you to move forward. Okay? It's like it keeps you in a mental prison. Okay? And so guilt tells you, I should have done more to save my marriage, or I should have seen the signs of where the marriage was going. But here is the real truth. Relationships don't end because of one person's failure. Okay? You were not the only person in the marriage. And they end because that chapter of life has taught you what it came to teach you. Okay? And so you've learned what you needed to learn, and so now it's time for you to move on. And so write down one guilt statement that you may currently hold and reframe it into a lesson. So for example, you may say, I wasn't enough. Okay? And so you want to reframe this into, this experience taught me where I needed boundaries and self-respect. Okay? And so when you have that shift, okay, it brings you to the power of reframing your story and taking your power back. You're moving from victim to creator. Okay? Now, step three is to reframe the story. Okay, so divorce is definitely not a failure, and it is a turning point in your life. Okay, and so instead of saying my marriage failed, you can say my marriage shaped me. And instead of saying I lost everything, you can say I discovered what truly matters to me. Okay, so when you look at in astrology, Pluto in astrology is it is all about death, transformation, and rebirth. Okay, it is the modern ruler of Scorpio, and Scorpio energy is the energy of the Phoenix rising. Okay, and so when you go through a divorce, it's a death, but then it's also a rebirth. Now you can look in your astrology chart, in your natal chart, to see where your Pluto placement is, because where that placement is where you will have the most transformation in your life. And so your marriage and subsequent divorce is all a part of that transformation. So for example, in my natal chart, I have Pluto in the third house. Third house is the house of communication, and it's in the sign of Libra. Now, Libra is the sign of relationships, and it can also be an energy that can be very much a people-pleasing energy. It's the sign of balance. It's the sign of justice. And so Libra energy, it likes harmony, it likes balance, and it can be a very people-pleasing energy. And so me having Pluto in the third house of communication, people-pleasing was something that I had to learn to let go of, and my divorce helped me to realize where I was letting myself get into situations and people pleasing and not speaking up for what it is that I wanted, that I needed, especially in my marriage. And so you can look to your Pluto placement to see where that is, and that can help you to tap into your power, because Pluto also represents our power, and see where you are giving your power away and how you can take your power back. Okay, because divorce, it clears the ground for you to rebuild a stronger foundation. Okay, so in this instance, it cleared the ground for me to stop people pleasing, to take my power back, and to be more authentic and powerful in how I communicate my wants, my needs, my desires, my thoughts. Okay, and so when we shift our language, okay, because there's so much power in our language. And so when we shift our language, we start to see the deeper lessons that are hidden inside of the pain. Okay. Now, real quick, if you are enjoying this content, then please give it a like and share it out with another divorcee who may also need to see this content, who needs to find her power again. And if you have not grabbed your free copy of my ebook, From Breakup to Brilliance, the Natal Astrology Healing Method, then you definitely want to do that. And so you can click the link in the description of this video or the link on the channel homepage to get your free copy. Okay. All right. So step number 4 is to embrace the lessons that your divorce taught you. Okay. So lessons are treasures inside of loss. Okay, and so every divorce carries lessons, whether that's resilience or boundaries, self-love, or clarity about what you want moving forward. Okay, and so the guilt dissolves when you realize that this wasn't wasted time. Okay, it was training for the woman who you are aligning with. Okay, a lot of times we say we're becoming, but I don't think you're becoming. I really believe that you are aligning with who you have always been, but you just forgot because you were so focused on your external. And so when you shift your focus from focusing on the external into focusing on who you truly are within, then you are stepping into being the woman who you've always been. Okay, you are aligning with who you've always been, right? So an affirmation that you can can use to help you with this is, I am not broken. I am being rebuilt into a stronger, more aligned version of myself. Okay. And a journaling prompt, if you are into journaling, is, what lessons am I grateful for, even if I learned them the hard way. Okay. And with those lessons, now you're ready to step into the next chapter with grace. Okay. And so the last step is to move forward with grace. Okay. And so moving forward does not erase the past. It honors it. Okay. Now, there may be people who are in your current life who want to remind you of the past. Okay. You have to just block those people out. Either physically block them because they want to keep you in a space that you no longer reside, or just mentally block them if you can't physically block them out. Okay. So some practical things that you can do to help you to move forward is therapy, journaling, meditation, getting with a like-minded community like Understanding You University, to help you to see that you're not alone in this, and that others are going through it as well. Some energetic tools that you can use are astrology. Okay, you can do any type of rituals that you want to do. You can do energy work like Reiki to help you to remove any stagnant energy, to release any energetic blocks that you may have. And then divorce often rocks a woman's financial security. And so you may look into, creating new routines. You may need to find a new job. But, there's practical things that you can do to rebuild your stability and create new routines. Okay. But moving forward with grace doesn't mean you never look back, because you do look back to assess where you were and how far you have come. But it means that when you do look back, you see the lessons learned instead of the wounds. Okay. And so you focused on your growth and how far you have come from where you are. Okay. And so that's what I have for you in this video, and I hope it helps. And so if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and allowing this conversation to pour into you. Even if only one part of this video helped you to reframe your journey, know that healing has already begun. Okay. And so my intention is to always help you to navigate your divorce recovery with more clarity, ease, and grace. And so if this video helped you feel seen, validated, or even a little lighter, then please give it a like and share it with another divorcee who could use some guidance and community while navigating her recovery. Okay. Also, drop a comment below. I'd love to know one lesson that divorce has taught you. Okay. Now, if you want to continue to learn how you can use the natal healing astrology method for your divorce recovery, and to also be a part of the Understanding You University's Navigator community, then make sure you subscribe and click the bell so that you get notified when I upload new content to the channel. Okay. Also, don't forget to check the description for additional tools and resources, such as my ebook, From Breakup to Brilliance, the Natal Astrology Healing Method, which teaches you the first 3 practical steps of the method. Or if you would like to book an energetic calibration reading with me, then you can definitely do so if you would like more guidance and assistance outside of the free content that I provide here on the channel. Okay. And so until next time, remember, divorce is not your ending. It is your initiation into the most powerful version of yourself. Okay. So have a good one. I'll see you on the next video.